What are you the god of again?
Hello, welcome to God of Crits. This is episode 2 of Homebrew Hunting, and today we're going to be looking at 3 different classes that are the highest rated classes on D&D Wiki. So I forgot to mention in the last video, but D&D Wiki is the homebrew hub for any classes, subclasses, races, feats, all of those things that I personally enjoy using and a lot of people I know use as well. The first class on the list is the Apocalypto. These are horse-riding apocalypse bringers to D&D. Now, they're a lot like the Paladin, but more have a specialty into what type of apocalypse they bring. Their class is really based around their steed and how they are proficient in mounted combat. As you can see, they are a D8 hit class, so they are a little bit more squishy than your regular Paladin or something. They're light armor, and they're usually ranged with bows or crossbows. They're half-casters, just like the Paladin, but their spells are from the Warlock spell list. So you can definitely tell that they're a little more evil class. There's 3 different paths of Apocalypse that this class can go, which are the subclasses. First, there's the Pestilence. Pestilence is all about bringing plague and disease and destroying your enemies through that. War is all about how physically strong you are in combat, and they use that to bring down their enemies. The last one is Famine, and it's just how it sounds. They try to take away all of the food sources from people and take advantage of that to bring down their enemies. The last one is Death. A lot like a regular warlock would be. They're all about bringing swift death and different types of death to your enemy. I am rating the Apocalypto 8 out of 10 because it has very good flavor to it. And I like the ability to summon and unsummon a steed and a warhorse for you, but I do feel like it could use a little bit more depth in different kind of abilities that you get from your steed. This class is definitely viable in any short or long-term campaign and any one-shots you decide to do. As a DM, I would allow this class without any modifications, and I can definitely see why it would be one of the highest rated classes. Next on the list is the Demon Hunter class. Now, the Demon Hunter class is a mix between the Warlock and Ranger. They utilize range and magic to take down their enemies. This class is all about being superior in combat. It is a 1d10 class, so they're a little bit tanky, and the proficiencies are suited more towards a Ranger type. They have pack magic just like the Warlock, and they get bonuses to their attack and different combat techniques they can use. There are 3 subclasses to this class, or Hunter Orders. The first one is Deathblade, which is all about defying death and bringing death to your enemies. The second subclass is Power Fiend, which is all about protecting yourself from large hits and being able to have endurance in combat and out of combat. And then there's the Arcane Devastator, which you become more proficient in your pact magic, and you are able to do different and better spells. I would rate this class 5 out of 10, just because the class itself almost has nothing to do with hunting demons. There is some fluff about demon hunters and the Hunter Order, but the abilities themselves have nothing to do with actually hunting demons. They're all about being better in combat and having harder attacks and stronger attacks. I think this class is still viable in any campaign you do. I just feel like your DM and your player would have to work together to add more fluff to this class and make it more of a role-playing class as well. If you thought the Bard was the out-of-combat master, think again. The Nomad here is just a master of all things out of combat. They also gain some proficiencies in avoiding combat, like being able to disengage and being able to avoid attacks. The Nomad is all about traveling and finding treasure along the way of your travels. This Nomad class has a day job, which is nice because it adds some fluff and some variety to when you ever pick this class. This class has a lot of different paths you can go down, so you can make 10 different nomads, and they can all be different. The first subclass, or caravan lifestyle, which is called on here, which I really like, is the beguiler. The beguiler is a lot kind of like a bard, where they're very witty and they're able to get their way in any social situation. The wanderer is very good in resourcefulness and being out in the wild and being able to find your way. The occultist is the only subclass with spells, and the occultist can also enhance trinkets that you find. And the occultist can also enhance trinkets that you find, kind of like an artificer. There's hidden traditions that are kind of like mini feats within the class that you can pick up at certain levels. There's also specific treasures or items that you can get. Most of them are magical that you can get throughout this class. I'm rating this class an 8.5 out of 10 because it has very good fluff, and I always like when classes don't go just straight for pure combat. I'm not too fond on how you gain your treasures. You just pretty much get them at specific levels. I would have liked some in-game way how you actually obtain these treasures. Besides that, it's a really nice class. Seems like it'd be very fun to play, and it's definitely viable in any campaign. They are not a combat-based class. They almost have no combat abilities, just a few for them to avoid attacks. But besides that, they're a really nice class. Thanks for staying around for the second episode of Homebrew Hunting. If you want to look at any of these classes, I'll put the links in them below. And just remember, they're on dndwiki.com. And yeah, enjoy your day.